Hello and welcome to this Nascalf knowledge base video. In this episode, we'll look at the target settings in the program and see how to set and review the targets used to evaluate performance. We'll start by turning the targets on. Go to the settings menu and open the switches option. To display targets on the performance screen, enable the use targets option. Once this is checked, you'll notice that the results boxes on the top of the performance screen are now color-coded red, yellow, or green. These colors indicate how well the simulation results compare to the targets you've defined. Now that the targets are visible, go to the Farm and Calf menu and select Target Settings. You can also use the Alt-T shortcut to open this window directly. This opens a separate window that you can resize and adjust as needed. Here you'll see several rows of settings that define the targets the program will evaluate. The first group of targets relates to body weights at different ages. These values are entered as a percentage of mature body weight. For example, if calves are born between 42 and 43 kilograms and mature body weight is 680 kilograms, birth body weight would be approximately 6.25% of mature body weight. If you enter this as 6.25, the program will interpret it as percentage. A common goal at 2 months of age is to double birth body weight. So if your birth body weight is set at 6.25%, you can enter 12.5% for the 2-month target. At 4 months of age, a reasonable target for a Holstein calf might be around 140 kilos. Dividing that by the mature body weight gives us about 20.6%, which you can enter as the 4-month target. These calculations are all based on the mature body weight setting, so it's important that this value is appropriate for the animals you're modeling. The next group of settings relates to liquid intake. Here you set the total liquid intake targets for 0 to 2 months and for 2 months to 4 months of age. For example, if your calves are weaned at day 60 and consume about 50 kilos of liquid on a dry basis during the first 2 months, you would enter that value in 0 to 2 month row. If no liquid is fed after weaning, the 2 to 4 month value would be set to 0. Below that are the dry feed intake targets for the same 2 age groups. These targets typically include starter, grower, and forage intake. In this example, targets are set at 50 for the first 2 months of age and 200 kilograms for months 2 to 4. The next set of entries defines cost targets. These allow you to specify expected feeding costs for 0 to 2 months and for 2 to 4 months of age. The actual values will depend on feed prices, feeding programs, and currency, but setting these targets allows the program to compare simulated costs against your expectations. In this example, the target cost is set at 150 for the first 2 months and 100 for the second 2-month period. Finally, the last settings define how the red, yellow, and green indicators are applied. When a result matches the target exactly, it equals 100% and the indicator turns green. You can define tolerance ranges around that target to control how strict the evaluation is. Typical settings might be 5 and 10% or 7.5 and 15%. For example, if results fall within 95 to 105% of the target, the indicator will be green. If the results are within 10% but outside the green range, the indicator will be yellow. And if the results are more than 10% away from the target, the indicator will turn red. As you adjust these thresholds, the results boxes update automatically, giving you immediate feedback on whether your simulation is meeting, approaching, or missing the targets you've set. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out other Nascalf knowledge-based videos to learn how to get the most out of the program. See you next time.